Hey there, good morning. I'm John. Today is Monday, March 24th, 2025. This is my ritual daily vlog, my morning stand-up, where I come in the studio each morning, turn the lights and the camera, and talk to you about what I've been doing, what I'm doing next, and how it's going to try to make content creation indefinitely sustainable. So brand new week, but a weird, chopped up week actually. So we'll talk about that in a minute, but I have middle of the week where I'm out of the office for a couple of days and back, and so I'm trying here Monday to plan not just today but this week and what I can get accomplished. So let's start, of course, still rewind to Friday and catch up with where we are. So Friday, editing, working, chopping up whatever I could for the tier video. Remember, I wanted to try to get that completed and published on Friday, and I expected I probably couldn't because of the volume of work I had done. So I was working on that. I'll talk about that in one moment. In the midst of that, in the afternoon, the Friday plays dropped. And I mentioned I really enjoyed how that turned out, but it was a risk picking basic math as a Friday plays because it's an educational math title. What could you do with it? Well, I think I did something semi-interesting with it. The problem is, you got to get people in the door first. You see a thumbnail that says basic math, you're like, what? I was really hoping on that how could you possibly factor to get people to click, but it did fine. I talk like it was a failure. It's not. So basic math came out about 3 o'clock every Friday, and it's just shy of 3,000 views right now. So it's a little low for a Friday plays, but it's, you can see in the chart there, it's pretty much on par in the middle of the performance arc for how most videos are doing lately. So it has done fine. Again, it was a risk picking that, but I thought it was fun to do, and I'm happy with it. I think it's one of those that can probably word of mouth people might go back to find it. So wait a minute, he did Friday plays. Let's see what that was. It's one of those things. So as far as the tier production, as you know by now, living in the future where we are, that I did not get it done and published on Saturday. I had to wrap up my work about 3:30 or 4 in the afternoon to prepare for the yard sale, which I mentioned. So we have a garage you could barely walk in that we had to get stuff out and sort and organize to get ready for an early Saturday morning. So I did all the writing, I did the on-cam shoot, I did the construction of the tier, I did the editing of the tier, I did the completion of the gameplay, I did the production of the gameplay to put it in a little TV with the cover art and everything, all that done, and even got about the first 2.5 or 3 minutes edited. But even when I stopped down at about 3:30 or 4, I still had at least about another 3 hours of editing as my estimate based on previous ones. Maybe a little less than that, we'll see, because I have some into it. So it wasn't going to get done, but it factors prominently into this week, so we'll get to that. Then I had the yard sale on Saturday. Exhausting, made my back hurt, made my legs sore, a lot of up and down, moving a lot of boxes, hauling stuff, breaking down stuff, all that. It was a lot, but it was fun. I spent all day hanging out with my daughter who helped me. We made a few $100, got rid of some junk, and you can walk in the garage a little better. So all in all, good. Let's see. Okay, gonna go into stats here. It's funny, I just, and this will contribute to my problem, which is, I just read a comment from JL on a past vlog commenting that he notices that every now and then I'll go, this will be a quick one, and then it's about the same or longer than my average 10-minute vlogs, and it's because something pops in my brain, and I even was thinking going into this one thinking it'll be a quick one, but will it? We'll see. So going into stats, and also I'll note that stats are kind of they're kind of on the downside right now, but it's the downside of a peak, and I was noting that it's these stats are like the reverse of a roller coaster, because normally when you're going up a roller coaster, it's anticipation. Chunk, 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 you're going up. And then when you peak the top, you're like, yay, that's the fun part. You're screaming, you're holding your hands up. Stats are the other way around. When you're going down, you're like, it's rushing down, and you're going, it's going up. Chunk, chunk, chunk. Yay, we're going up. It's the reverse of that big hill on a coaster. You live for the up, not for the down. This is the other way around, I guess. We're fighting gravity with stats. Speaking of the stats, let's take a look then. We still have the big spike from the end of last week, so expect them to go down a little bit, but they're still doing well today. So here's my chart. I'd like to be at or above this midpoint of 13,000 views and 130 subscribers average over the last 7 days. And this last 7 includes, as I said, that big spike a week ago. And also you can see the last 28 days in the upper left there and see the recent descent. But let's see, 14.9 thousand views and then 197 subscribers. Still doing fine. Still doing fine in that department. You know what helped is a Bit by Bit. George's Bit by Bit published on Saturday. I forgot to mention that a second ago. That ticked up the stats from the nosedive on Saturday, Sunday rather, because he did about 2,000 on that already overnight. So speaking of the stats then, let's take a look at the subscriber count. Wow, so Friday, 87,292 was just shy. I think it was 296 or something by the time I put up the graphic. In the interim, we've crossed over 87.3, 87.4, 87.5, 87.6, 87.7 to land this morning at 87,880 something. Very close to 87.9, which means by tomorrow when we speak, I would expect us to be discussing 88,000 as being, I had to double check, is that right? That sounds like a lot. Yeah, because it is a lot. Yeah, wow. So, numbers. To that end, let's talk about what we're going to do with the remainder of the week that we have. So here's the deal. So I'm off on a consultancy trip on Wednesday, Thursday. So it's all, I leave crack of dawn Wednesday and I don't come back till Thursday night. So those days are shot for production. So as far as production, here's what I'm planning. Today, the first day of my 2 days in is I will be completing that tier. My hope is to publish it by the end of the day today so that we can ride its stats over the next few days. Because I think it should perform well, especially we kind of primed the pump with the 78. I think the 79 is going to help us. Also today, of course, I need to do the next episode of Retro Days for Celebrating Yesteryear. I do that every Monday at the beginning of the week. I need to get it done sometime today and delivered to stay on course because other people are dependent upon that production. Those don't shift. So that's all I'm going to try to tackle for today. And then tomorrow, we have a sandwich. Also, at the end of the day, I want to try to decide on a Friday plays. I think I know what it is already. But tomorrow, we have the podcast edit in the morning together. And then I have a live stream for the brand new Breakout Beyond that releases tomorrow. That's going to be in the afternoon, 5:30, something like that. In the middle of the edit and the live stream, I need to produce a Friday Plays because I will not be home Wednesday to do it or Thursday to do it, to release it to members to get out on Friday. So I've got to get it done before the end of the day Tuesday, before I leave. And then at some point after that Tuesday, I've got to get packed up for my trip to go. So when I get back, then I have Friday. But I don't know what's going to happen yet Friday. I have a few little things I could pick up, but we have podcast recording on Friday. I'm going to do that podcast prep at some point, so probably Friday morning. So what normally is a week that has 3 or 4 videos, this one will probably have 2 or 3 videos instead. But because I'm out 2 days, it's like a holiday weekend or something, basically in the middle of the week that just, curtails my progress. But the one thing I didn't want to miss out on is the delivery of benefits to members. That's the Friday Plays. And then I have the tier that should do well at the front. So how to do, JL? Did I make it through all that? How long is the video? I have no idea. There's a lot of rambling, I know. But it's a lot of important stuff. I would expect, I'll say this preemptively and probably be wrong, I expect the vlog tomorrow will be much more simpler and succinct because hopefully coming out of today, I'll know exactly what's happening tomorrow. And then we won't be together Wednesday and Thursday unless I have a chance to shoot something in an airport to say hi to you or whatever, if there's something to talk about. But that's what I have lined up. That's what I'm going to try to get done. That's more than enough to pack into today's vlog. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and thank you, of course, for popping in to check out today's vlog. If you're one of those beautifully wonderful pleeps that are here every day, including Eliminator, who decided to finally become a pleep and receive that love, you know that I love you for that. Thank you so much for being here. Have a great start of your week, a good Monday. Don't forget to do something good for yourself. And I'll talk to you again next day. Bye-bye.